Welcome to the wool board and our new vlog about fibre grading and sorting at the South Molton wool board, which is just down the road from where the mill is. So we've come down today to see one of the head graders, Boundy, and he's going to tell us exactly what happens once the wool's been sheared off the animals in the local area, and that's being Exmoor for us. And what they do to it. So let's go and have a look, shall we, Sonia?
Yeah, let's. Look how big this building is.
It's the Cathedral of Wool.
Of wool.
Let's go. Follow me!
Hiya.
Hello.
Oh, it smells like sheep.
This end's the sort of storing. You might want to pan round. We'll walk through here later.
And this is this year's clip. So this is what farmers have been busy shearing.
Yeah, that bit's what comes in sheets. It's coming in from the farms, how they press it. And then when it's graded and sorted, what you see behind is the bales. Pressed.
So it comes in the white wool one, in the white sheets.
Yeah.
From farms.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, the wool board will grade it.
Yeah.
And have a little look at every single one of those fleeces. And then once they've graded it, they'll catalogue it all, and it will be turned into these green ones.
Yeah, the bale press, a pressure press. Yeah, so.
For storage. I'm coming.
Here we are, senior head grader Boundy at the wool board in South Molton, and he's kindly given up some time and having some time off from grading to talk to us about what happens to the wool once it's been sheared. So talk us through what happens then with the sheared machine. And they've got a certain breed and they're at a farm. So what do they do?
Well, basically they pack it up into the wool sheets.
Yeah.
Like that.
This is what the board supplies.
These are supplied by British Wool.
Yeah.
Farmer says how many he wants and roughly how many sheep he's got, and we supply the number of sheets that to marry up with the number of sheep that he's got. Right.
And how much wool fits in a sheet?
Most farmers will get about 25 to 30 fleeces. A lot of it depends on the breed of sheep. There's two systems of bringing it in. They either bring it in themselves, producer deliveries, which the farmers actually turn up with the fleeces after they made the appointment, and we unload them and do them. With COVID, they can't stay and see it graded, but in the past, some of the farmers would like to see the wool graded, at least some of it, just to see if they've got any problems that we can identify and they can sort out.
Don't help with it.
Some have.
Do they?
Some do. Yeah. Some
right.
some will hoist the sheets if you're struggling for workers at a time.
Oh right.
But yeah, we have had them in the past. But obviously now with COVID, that's all different.
So that's what I get stuck behind in the lanes and driving
yeah, that's
in
right.
with a load of sheets hanging off the back of the truck.
And some farmers, if they've got a lot, they'll come in 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And especially because obviously they shear their hogs first, so they'll bring their hogs in early, and then the rest of the flock they shear later on. They'll bring them in later.
Right. And is that because they've got more growth on the hogs? So
well obviously because they've overwintered with the wool on. Yeah. So they're the first ones to be shorn. Obviously, if the weather turns hot, they're the first ones to feel the worst of the weather. Right. So they'll shear them off first.
And can you explain to people what a hog is? Probably lots of people will be thinking we're talking about shearing pigs now.
That's true. A hog is one of last year's lambs that it's probably got about 18 months growth on the fleece, because they weren't shorn as lambs. They're overwintered with the fleece on. So like I say, probably about 18 months growth on there. so the stapling will be quite a bit longer than a normal ewe.
You know in advance what they're bringing in, what breed they've got.
No. Well, yes, I would know roughly because I've been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
So I know roughly the farmers that are coming in and what breeds they've got.
Yeah.
But on the whole, unless a farmer's written it on the label, the breed, we wouldn't necessarily know what breed it is.
Okay.
It's down to us to identify. But we don't grade for breed anyway. We grade for type.
Yeah.
Which is slightly different because you do get farmers who grade the wool and it will go in a Dorset horn or an Exmoor and they'll ring up and say, well, I've got one. Well, I've never had an Exmoor horn or that.
But it's that type.
But when it's a type of fleece, and also they don't realise that it's crossbred, it could be reverting back to an earlier breed that was introduced to it. So it's not exactly science.
Yeah.
Crossbred fleece.
So it's very specific, isn't it, for the way that you actually put it into its grade.
Yes,
type, and that's drafted up by the board, isn't it?
Yeah,
so you would have taught us through the number system how that works, because people won't have a clue.
Yeah, how many grades do you have?
Well, I couldn't tell you the exact number of grades, but
approximate.
Yeah, approximately. I suppose it's about 80 to 100 different grades.
Okay.
But the thing is, within grades, there are extra grades.
When does the wool start coming into you?
Well, a lot of that depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, if it's a good spring, a warm spring, we can have wool, especially from Wiltshire, Hampshire way. We can have that in the middle of April.
Right.
But if it's a wet time, then it's normally sort of. I always used to say that our season really starts once Devon County shows out the way.
Right.
Devon County show is the end of May.
End of May.
And so
that's
when
running.
I would say the majority of farmers will shear June, July.
Yeah.
That would be the bulk of the shearing.
Well, I know when I come here in the winter and you're sort of cleaning the wheels and that, and you're down with sort of skeleton stuff.
But then I say about May, but we do winter shear as well.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not nowhere near. I mean, you've got extra staff in now.
Oh yeah. Because this is a bulk period.
Yeah.
From now until October probably.
Right.
Would be the optimum bulk time. And then November is when they think about starting the shear for winter, for housing their sheep in the winter.
Yeah. And what sort of tonnage are you getting in a year? Do you have any idea on that? It's vast and colossal amounts of money.
Yeah, we should be handling about 3.5 million kilos.
That's just a bit then.
Yeah, but the tonnage amount we handle is larger this year because they've shut the Liscard depot.
Yeah. So are they bringing it up, or do you have transport come and collect it?
Yeah, no,
they're using that depot down there?
No, they're not using the Liscard depot. What they're actually doing is they acquired another depot at Launceston. Yeah. And they're using that as what we call a collection centre.
Right.
So the wool goes there, and the farmers take the wool in
press it, or is it just in sheets?
Yeah, it's compacted the same as it is.
Oh, right, yeah.
What we've got here.
Right.
And then it comes up on an Arctic for us to grade up here.
What we got what's on the table then?
Well, here, we've got some lambs at the moment.
So we're in front of this is your normal grading bench?
Yeah, this is the normal grading table. Obviously, the wool comes in behind the table, and then it's hoisted up like that, cut open, and then it's let out on the table. And like I say, this is lamb's wool. We sort of rough sort this.
Hence, that's why it's quite short in the staple.
Yeah,
there,
that's right. Yeah, this is
probably people looking at it and saying.
Yeah, this is actually Exmoor horn lamb.
Right. We know that very well.
Yeah,
it's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
for
it
the horn.
It
shows you what it's like.
It's just got that crispy.
So much finer as a lamb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. But it's just got that crispiness.
That's the only time it'd be like that.
Yeah, that's right. Even with the lamb, we have to sort through it.
Yeah.
There's things like straw and we take all the what we call thirds.
Yeah.
This is number 2 again.
Yeah.
I'm so used to calling them thirds because that's what I've always been brought up with.
Right.
They've changed it now to number 2s. But this is like the short belly wool off of the lamb.
Right.
Got stuff short off the bellies or around the back end.
And it picks up a lot of crap in there as well.
Yeah, that's right. It gets a lot of mud in it, or whatever. Also, you get daggings in there.
Right.
Actually, there's nothing in there as well.
Pooey lumps.
Yeah, that's right. So it all has to be picked out. But then there is what I picked out.
Right.
So that
obviously
is
it's with the straw in.
Yeah.
So that's what we call moiety.
Right.
Moiety?
Moiety.
Moiety.
Yeah. It's all it is vegetable matter contamination.
Oh right.
So if it's a lot of vegetable matter in it, obviously this was picked up when they were shearing. You know, they picked the wool up, picked up this as well.
That problem in winter when they overwinter them as well with the.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. And another
Especially
big
you get a hard winter. Or something like
yeah,
that.
that's right. But another big problem is straw choppers. Because when they put the bedding in, instead of shaking the bedding in, they put it into a straw chopper and they blow it in on top of the sheet. And of course, it gets on their backs.
This is something new that they've done.
Oh, it's been about for a few years now.
Something that's changed.
Well, since they've started housing sheep a lot, and that becomes a big problem then because obviously if you've got that in wool.
Well, I see it
because
we do occasionally. It makes its way all the way through to the finished.
Well, it acts like a
yarn
fibre.
and
fibre. Once it's separated, that's it. It's in there. You can't get it out.
Yeah, that's right.
So then the quality stuff, they're putting it into another bin then.
Yeah, this is the quality. This is
So this is your lamb. How would you class that? What would you call it?
Well, this is just Exmoor lamb.
Yeah.
Well, number one.
Number one.
Such.
What number is that?
It's 823. That goes into a grade number called number 823.
823.
Yeah. Which is Exmoor Mule lamb. And all the lamb, like the fleeces, all the lamb has its own grade numbers. One of the problems we get with lamb is you get tin. Because they buy the lambs up north and they get them from the big auctions.
Right.
And they tend to bloom dip bloom tint the sheep.
Right.
So they all look the same.
Right.
It's a bit like a fashion parade. You know, you get them out and they put them in a pen.
Yeah.
And obviously if they all look the same, farmers are more likely to buy them because they all look the same. Consistent.
It's cheating.
Yeah. but equally if they do tint them, then it won't wash out.
Right.
So it has to go through a special process.
Right,
it can't just go through a process.
Okay.
So
glad to say I don't get any like that.
yeah,
so.
it is basic. We do get it in places.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they don't shear them as lambs, then they carry on to be hogs. Then we'll get it in the mainly in the mule hogs.
Right. You grade it.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to do a sheep then? I mean, it's going to take a lot longer now because the stock's in.
Yeah. A bag of wool like this, which take 2 or 3 minutes to do a bag like this.
You just do a general assessment on it, get rid of the worst parts of it, goes in there, and then what you weigh it all off for them.
Yeah, that's right.
These are tared.
Yeah, that's each of the baskets are tared. Everything gets weighed after it's graded, and goes across the weigh bridge, and then the farmers are paid on whatever the weight is that they end up with. So you know, if it's a big lot, this is only a 4-sheet lot. But you know, if there's 5 baskets, well, they'll get 5 weights, and then that's added up at the end, and then that's what they get paid on.
Because you make that sound so easy, but given your experience, there's so many things that you're actually feeling for, looking for, and you can do that with your experience. In seconds, can't you? You put your hand on a fleece.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. Just literally to shake it up.
And you're shaking it just to check that it's not felted together?
No, it's just because obviously all the crap, the number 2s and that will fall out because it's slightly heavier than what you're shaking this. Because if you see the weight of that, it's very light.
Yeah.
And you get something like that, it's not fantastically heavier, but it is heavier.
Heavy enough to drop out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you kind of shake it and then everything that ends up on the table
that's right.
will be number 2s.
Yeah, you just go through it. And as you can see the difference in the colour of the white, how white that is. And then you get this sort of rubbish.
Yeah.
So you just take it out and chuck it in the other basket. And you can imagine that if we're doing this is a straightforward bag because it's all mostly Exmoor horn.
Yeah.
If you get a really mixed bag, it can take quite a while to
Mix all their breeds together. in
Yeah,
different
that's right,
types.
because you can get bags with Suffolk, Mule, crossbred, all sorts, and black, all mixed in together. Number one thing, when you're stood here, the number one thing that you're looking for is the colour.
Right.
Because obviously, you know, from your trade, that if you've got a white wool, you can make it any colour you want.
Yeah.
But if there's a colour in it, if there's a grey fibre in it,
Yeah.
then that limits what you can do to it.
Call it character.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. And also you do tend to in some breeds you get Kemp, which is a hollow fibre, and it won't take a dye, will it?
No.
So
it stands out.
so
Get
it
that
stands
in
out.
Blueface as well.
Yeah,
don't
yeah, you do. Yeah.
So
Yeah. You get it more in like Welsh wool or Scotch wool.
Yeah.
But you do get it in a lot of other breeds.
Yeah,
Cheviots can get a bit of
Herdman's awful.
Yeah, that's right.
Snowstorm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But then that
And
becomes the character of the wool, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Particular one.
Yeah. Because you can stand here and grade, if you grade a lot of Scotch fleeces or whatever, you walk away from the table with white down the front because of the Kemp stuff, because it sticks to you.
I've got to ask you, what's the worst thing you found in the fleece?
Well, I don't know about the worst thing I found.
What's the funniest thing you
We
found?
found all sorts.
The
of
oddest
things.
thing you found in the
I don't know whether it's relevant, but I found some porn magazines once.
Stuck in there.
porn.
Stuck in there.
We found endless knives.
Right.
Because pocket knives, because obviously they're using them when they're tying them. Don't find so many now because wool's not worth very much. The pocket knives for a
Dead
lot
shit.
more. No, we do find livestock.
I did.
Yeah, we found some baby mice only the other day. And I did a few years ago now, we opened up a bag and let it on the table and I found some baby rabbits in it,
Oh, really?
still alive.
Oh, did you grade them?
Yeah. But there's nothing
That'd
you
be
can
a
do.
good grade,
Yeah, that's
baby
right.
rabbits, wouldn't it?
But,
That really soft.
basically, it's just down to whatever quite often a farmer will just, if he's doing something, he'll put something down, and then somebody chucks the fleece on top and it's gone. You find no end of circuit breakers and things like that.
Right.
We did find a complete extension reel once, right in the middle of the wall.
Just trying to get the weight up.
Yeah, in years gone past, I found many, in the bottom of a bag, a concrete block or something like that.
I thought that was just a sort of modern legend.
No, that's happened. But then, what they don't realise is it's weighed anyway.
Yeah.
And we go through it. It's not as if it's weighed, with the bag, and then you don't do anything more to it. It's sorted through, so you find it's in the bag.
I've heard that with wet wool as well. Like if you bring in wet wool, then it's heavier. So you think.
Well, yeah, that's right. But then it's accounted for in the price.
Yeah.
So it's that's why we've got a special grade for it. So that's basically the grade of just in the lamb's wool anyway.
Yeah. Let's go and have a look at some other grades then,
Right.
and then we get a different handle on that as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Literally.
Yeah, you see that? That was a typical Exmoor Mule.
Right.
It's quite fine,
Yeah.
as opposed to some of the North Country mules and the Welsh mules, which are quite.
Yeah. So this is the Exmoor horn, pretty much, or something similar with Blueface Leicester.
Yeah, it should be mostly Exmoor horn.
Yeah.
Crossed with the Blueface Leicester.
And that's you
You
can
can
see
see the
the
length of the
creep,
staple.
can't you? You can see
Yeah.
that Blueface character.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a nice long staple
Yeah.
length.
Yeah.
It's longer than what we were just looking
And
at.
there's quite a bit of it in this local area, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
This is
There's
what I
a lot-
see every day, and this is what we use
Yeah.
in our yarn range as our Exmoor Blueface,
Yeah.
which is grade number
This is 473.
473. That's our grade.
So that's what we buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with these is they do tend to get the staple can get quite open because of the Exmoor horn. It
Yeah.
can get quite open.
Yeah.
It's still a Blueface Cross. And it's still
a
an
bit
Exmoor
harsher.
Mule, but if you feel that, it feels quite fine.
Yeah.
And it's all it is the Exmoor coming through.
Yeah.
But that just helps make it nice and bouncy,
Yeah, that's right.
It gives it a lot more
This is a lot
loft
denser,
than a
isn't it? Yeah,
that's
standard
right.
Blueface.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh,
bit of
someone's
colour in
gone to town on the red
that's
spray
right.
paint there,
Yeah,
haven't
look
they?
at
Look at that crimp.
Lovely.
So crimp, for anyone who's watching thinking, what are they talking about? It's this like
Yeah.
little twiddly bits.
Yeah, it's the, if you pull out a staple like that, it's the marking, or the way the wool goes down through is the crimp.
And that
see-
is what gives wool its bounce
Yes,
and
it's
its
like a
memory.
spring.
Yeah.
It's like a little spring. So
can
that's
see-
the
you
main
can see from
difference
that how
between
fine it
wool
is.
and cotton. Yeah, it's really fine.
Well, this is going to end up as our yarn at some point.
Yeah.
One day,
Not far away. Next year.
Yeah.
That's right. Hopefully not that.
that's a big
That is the
twig
trouble.
in
That
there.
is the trouble, is
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
in the brambles and then...
Because it goes at a different value as well, isn't it? If it's heavily vegetated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
have
you
you
get away with
graded
some.
that already then?
Yeah, these are already graded, yeah. As you can see.
We've got baby
There's
soft
braid.
hands.
Yeah, it's no good when you come to gardening.
So should we have a look how many different grades we've got in here.
This is all
Yeah, it's a 391, but
yeah. Not sure if it's a.
yeah, it's not the Zwartbles. Well, I'm not saying it's not.
It's similar.
These actually could be Zwartbles.
Right.
They've got that because there is a slight smell with
Yeah.
With the Zwartbles, it's
Really
quite strong,
pungent,
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Do you know what it is, Dan? Somebody said it's hormones, but I
It
don't know.
could well be. I don't know. But there again, you can see how that's quite a fine fleece.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
But the characteristic is this brown tip.
Yeah, and that's the sun bleaching, isn't it?
is there anything particularly you'd be looking for in these?
Well, no, not really. It's a standard grade as such.
Yeah.
Like I say, you can tell roughly with the smell of the
Yeah.
Zwartbles.
Absolutely.
But,
I mean, if we had smell-o-vision,
yeah,
you'd smell it a mile off.
yeah. But there again, you see, you can get the trouble is bits of straw like that
Yeah.
do tend to stand out in black wool.
I'll tell you what, it's so strong it doesn't come out through the wash or anything.
No.
When we get it in yarn,
Yeah,
you smell it as
Yes.
clear as day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
really
Strong.
Yeah.
Really strong.
that's what I tell the
Lovely.
trainee graders. I say you should know as well. But if you're not sure, just smell it.
Yeah. Lovely. Beautiful. What we got next? Let's go and have a look. It's like a sweet shop.
Yeah. These are the bulk standard grade.
So 338 is just a bit longer than the
It's
205?
what we call a half braid. You see,
Yeah.
there's more length in
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Starting to get nearer what I like.
Yeah. You've still got the fineness there.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice and fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
See it? Ooh. What we could have a look at next? What we got?
Well, this to show you the hog.
All right, yeah. We're
This is
talking
a-
about hogs, so
Yeah, this is a hog.
this is a typical hog.
And if you look, you see, I grab a bit of this,
Yeah.
and you see the tip of that is sort of flat. But if you look at this,
Yeah.
it's got
A curl
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
it's got a lamb's curl on it. And obviously this was lamb's wool last year.
Yeah, and it's just grown through.
And
then.
as we say,
Yeah.
you look at the difference in the length. You see, because you've got the extra length because it was what was lamb's wool last year is still there. So it's 18 months growth as opposed to this being
length
sort of
on it.
Yeah,
12
nice.
months.
So that'd be good for us to worsted spin.
Yeah.
And the colouring, discolouring on there? The,
Well, yeah, it's a bit. That's why it's gone into a number 2 grade.
Yeah.
Because it's got this yellow. It's
Very
only
yellow,
lanolin.
Yeah.
It's just the discoloration of the wool. But,
do you know, we quite like that in our wool.
yeah, and a lot of that will wash out.
Yeah.
But it will still leave a tint
Yeah.
of that yellow in it. So you, like I say, you just can't use it as a white wool.
No.
But you can still use it if you're going to colour. If you're going to dye it,
Yeah.
it's not going to hurt.
No.
Yeah.
And as normally happens, well, you would know, the buyers will buy maybe not, probably some of that, and some of that, and they'll blend it together.
Yeah,
to make a blend. If they're not going to make a white wool,
Yeah.
they'll blend it together, so they get a cheaper blend then.
Yeah.
That's what we do with a lot of things with Zwartbles, is
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
mix a little bit of that in
Yeah,
to
that's
get
right.
like a grey.
Yeah.
See there's a line across there,
It just goes.
and it
and
just goes, and that would be around
That's
about
part of
lambing
it.
time because it's near the bottom of the
okay,
growth.
so because they're
You see where that
busy.
point and it's,
Yeah, you can
and
tell
its
when,
growth.
when in its life, or when in the last 12 months, it's had a stressful time.
And that's
It's
because
really
they're
cool,
busy
isn't it?
focusing on
Yeah.
giving birth
Yeah.
and feeding
They
and
tend to stop growing the wool and start again, and that's what causes the break in the fleece, in the staple. So this is exactly the same as the 338 over there, but it's carrying this the grey fibre through.
so this will be,
So that's why it's gone in there, because
there's a bit of coloured in.
yeah, that's right.
And that could even be because it's in the bag.
Well, no.
Oh no, that's so that
there
is in the
is-
in the
yeah,
fibre.
it's in the fibre.
See, I think that's lovely.
But that's, you get that with Suffolk crosses and things like that.
Really see it there.
Normally it's a Suffolk cross that gives you the black. So anything,
I quite like it.
Yeah, I like
I mean,
it.
this is the thing where we're doing smaller lots.
Yeah, that's right.
Character like that, we can actually mess around with.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
large
We
lots,
think
you don't
it's
want it.
better when it's got a bit of that natural
Yeah.
character to it.
Now, this is, we're looking at 555. It's my favourite grade.
Yeah.
So this is a cross, but showing. Well, Brian, talk us
Yeah,
through
it's a what we call a Blueface Cross. Basically, what it is it's got a lot of the Blueface characteristics, but it's not quite fine enough to be a Blueface. That one is quite close actually, because it's carrying all the characteristics
Really
of the Blueface.
see the crimp on
Yeah.
there.
You see the
can't
difference
you?
between that and the mule we looked at earlier, which is also a Blueface cross, but
Yeah.
This is more Blueface, less cross, rather than more cross, less Blueface,
Yeah.
right?
Most of these are.
that's down to the breeding though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There you see. Over. That it's still a Blueface cross, but it's very short.
Yeah.
So this is a less superior.
Yeah, it's still worth.
It's sold as Blueface in the auction.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
sold as a Blueface cross.
Yeah, but not.
Like I say, you can get Blueface. It's not quite right,
Yeah.
and it will
Go into the next
Yeah.
lesser grade.
Yeah.
So that's why you decide to go by feel rather than
right.
what someone tells you
Yeah.
technically the sheep breed is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know your breeds, don't you? So
Yeah,
when you look
yeah.
at them, you know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
When you see it.
Yeah. I've been graded for 42 years.
42 years.
Yeah, I've been here for 47,
Right.
but actually graded 42, which is a 5-year apprenticeship.
Right.
So I've actually been grading on my own for 42 years.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And why is the apprenticeship so long? I mean,
Well, they are streamlining it a bit now. When I started, because the trouble with it is it's the sort of thing you don't pick up from the book. You have to stand at the table and watch somebody else do it while they're watching you. Because like this, if somebody told you, oh, it's got a crimp and it's I don't know, 27, 28 micron, you wouldn't have a clue.
No.
So you have to stand and
You've got to keep handling the stuff.
interact
Yeah,
with it. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah.
That's the
And
only
it
way.
takes that long to, I mean, I think as well, it takes a long time just to like key into these small differences. So
Yeah.
you probably spend the first 6-8 months just noticing that it's not all just wool,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
that's right. That is true. Yeah, it is, because it's and like I say, they're always coming up with crosses. Because like I say, when I started, no continental breeds, but now they put they use a Texel.
Yeah, quite a
bell
bit of
Texel.
Texel now.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that because it's a big meat animal?
Yeah, because the wool is a secondary.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
always
about-
been a secondary not always, but
No.
recently it's been a secondary thing.
Yeah.
And it's what comes out the back end. That's what they're interested in.
Yeah.
And hence, you know, especially now with the price of lambs and everything, and the price of wool is so low
Yeah.
that we pay for shearing.
A happy balance of the two, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
Breed for fleece and meat.
yeah. Well, that would be the nice way, but but they. I think my impression of farmers, on the whole, if they can get enough wool
Yeah.
to cover the cost of shearing,
Yeah.
then they're reasonably happy. As long as the land price is pretty good, they're happy. If they're going to put money into the wool, then obviously.
But they're going to get a lot more for this and
Yeah.
Blueface number ones as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
So-
that's right.
But then they're not such a hardy sheep.
Bluefaces, yeah, they're not hardy though.
No, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
as a farmer once told me, they're born to die.
Yeah. No, I
They say
know.
that about all sheep. right?
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
Where I used to work, they used to have a saying that if you were buying Blueface Leicesters, they'd throw in a free shovel
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you to
that- yeah, I've
bury
heard
the
that as well.
animal
Yeah, I've
with.
heard
That's cruel.
Yeah, I've heard that.
There you go, it's probably true, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Have a look at the base. The base we all work from. This is the base.
Oh, so this
is
is
the lowest of the low.
That's
it.
this is as
This
bad
is-
as it
this
gets.
is-
There's your. That's your daggings.
Yeah.
And what is a dag end for the viewers at home?
Well, there's a classic dag end.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
It's
what
a
comes.
lump of poo
Yeah,
stuck
it's what
to
comes
the
out
wall.
of the back of the back end.
Oh dear.
We handle that with, well, most of this will have been ripped off of fleeces. Because
So
we do
this
tend-
is
if we- if-
everything you sort out.
Yeah. If fleeces come on the table and they haven't docked the sheep or something.
This is the lowest of the lows.
Yeah, and we'll rip it off. And,
We've seen the quality, now we've seen
Yeah.
the shit.
But
yeah, that's right.
even the
literally.
lowest of the low
Yeah.
will go on to have a
Oh,
new
yeah,
life,
they'll-
so you'll
they'll-
still sell it.
Yeah. Well, it will sell at a price.
Yeah.
The way prices are at the moment, you probably wouldn't make a lot, but if anything at all.
These are second shearings.
Yeah, so it's obviously they've shorn the sheep. They might have shorn the sheep in May.
Sorry, I'm in your way.
Yeah, they may have shorn the sheep in May, and they'll shear them again in September, October, before they house them.
Right.
So this is really
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
So we couldn't spin that.
No,
No.
not at all.
No, that's right.
You wouldn't even really. I mean, I guess woolen a bit, but
Yeah.
it's a bit
Yeah, will
short for
do.
that.
Yeah, well, they'll use it for something. But,
They'll blend it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at that. You see why I'm getting excited.
Look at that.
Beautiful stuff.
The characteristic of this is when you hold it up,
Yeah.
it's like a spider's web.
Yeah. I see that, yeah. Wow.
And that's a mark of quality.
Yeah. There you can see.
Because it's just
See how
crimped
thin the-
all the way down.
Yeah.
You've got the length there as well and the strength
Beautiful.
Fineness.
and the fineness. Yeah,
The luster.
comes in at about 26 microns.
26.
26
yeah.
micron.
Each individual grade is packed up, and then with lots of sort of 23 bales on average.
Yeah.
And then they're sold on that. We can have a look at the
Yeah.
packer if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. So that is one of the
One of the tubs of wool
Tubs.
going in.
God, this is a hefty bit of kit.
Yeah. They'll pack it. It'll come out at about 350 kilos. Somewhere around about there. Some might be a bit heavier, some might be a bit lighter.
So you can fit multiple of these tubs.
It's usually about 7 baskets or 7 pounds.
So once you've got 7 that are all the same grade, then they'll get
pack 'em out.
packed.
Yeah. These are the bales that come out of the machine. obviously all marked individually for individual grades. And then once they're packed in here, then they're taken over to this side where they're weighed. Each bale has a weight. Each bale has a ticket stuck on it, 2 tickets, with the depot number, the bale number, the weight, and the lot number, which goes to like this. This is the 4th lot of this particular grade. That's the coring machine.
This here.
Yeah. And what they do is they take core sample out of the bale, and it goes in the bank.
It sort of stabs it, doesn't it?
Literally sort of jabs through, doesn't it?
That's
Takes the whole
and then it's
cross
blown
section.
into a plastic bag on the end. Blown into the plastic bag. And then once you've cored all the bales in that lot, you will take off that plastic bag, mark it, and that bag will then go into the office and they'll fill out the paperwork that goes with those, and then that goes off then to the testing laboratory, and they'll test the wool. They'll do it for yield, colour, strength, micro, everything, and that's what each lot then is bought at auction by what comes back from those bags that have gone away for testing.
Yeah, that's what we get auction list.
Yeah.
And then we get all the grades, and it tells us what depot.
Yeah.
And then it gives us all the detail that you just described, the micron, the colour,
That's right. The yield.
Which is useful, so you're not just
Yeah.
buying wool
buying-
that's a BFL Cross, you know how much grease is going to be in there, so you'll know what your yield will be after washing,
Yeah.
and average
crucial.
micron,
Yeah.
etc, etc.
That's right. And then obviously, as you can see, all the bales are stacked, and each stack is obviously one grade.
Yeah.
And then like the 338s, we'll have 200 different stacks, and then obviously they're being sold all year round.
Yeah.
So they would have gone, and then a new stack would go in its place.
So you have to get quite good at stock rotation.
Yeah, we're obviously.
And stacking them as well.
Yeah, that's Dick's very good at that.
Good on the forklift.
Yeah. But it's like that, It's not a stock rotation as such, because it only goes if it's been sold and paid for. So we don't have to worry about moving stuff around unless it's sold. Or else it has to go out to outside storage because we're running out of room.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't store it.
No.
It definitely puts it into perspective, coming here and seeing just how much. And this is all of the kind of West Country.
Yeah, well, this is all from as far north as South Gloucestershire, right down to the tip of Cornwall, and over as far. We do take wool from Kent.
Right. Oh, do you?
Yeah, a bit of wool from Kent.
Yeah.
But it's most of Wiltshire, Dorset, Isle of Wight comes here.
Right.
So it's a fairly big area.
Yeah. It's got bigger, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yes, nice. Yeah.
So you're going to get a bigger storage.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Is that Zwartbles?
It is, it says
This is ours. This is what we just bought.
Whoa, is that what we've just bought?
Bought it yesterday.
They are.
Get it on the forklift, John.
It is.
Yeah. Is that ours as well?
Could be.
So is this
Bought
all
that
the
yesterday as well.
this is all the fibre we've just bought?
Textiles corner.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. 8 bales.
That's brilliant that we just happened to walk on our.
8 little bales isn't bad.
That's our bit, and then you go really
Yeah,
up.
that's right.
Thank you, really, for giving us a tour and for showing us around. I think that's our
Thank you very
last.
much.
That's okay, no problem.
It's been
No
very
problem.
informative, and I'm sure the viewers will love it, and hopefully, learn an awful lot from that. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Now look at the shit of the
definitely.
temperature, they're different.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Anyway, you should
without
do.
a
Yeah,
doubt.
How much work goes in it?
Of course, it's going into duvets and mattresses and everything.
Everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Garden twine.
Yeah.
Even
that's right.
like house insulation is wool, isn't it, these days?
Speaker baffling as well.
Yeah, I've had people in the past come in and cater some because they say it's brilliant for acoustics.
Yeah.
But,
There we go.
Yeah.
The wonder of wool.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Thanks
Oh,
again,
well,
Brian.
thanks so much, Brian.
That's no problem.